Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, Helene on the move and gaining strength. Hurricane warning. Mandatory evacuation orders in place in Florida, bracing for what could become a major Category 3 storm. Ginger is tracking it all.
Breaking overnight, major escalation overseas. Israel intercepts a Hezbollah missile, plus a massive explosion south of Beirut. And the IDF warns of additional strikes, as 500,000 civilians are now displaced in Lebanon. Ian Panel in the region, hearing from families traveling 20 hours to get to safety. Secretary of State Blinken is here live as the administration tries to prevent further escalation.
Breaking news for our viewers in the West, bus hijacking, the hour-long chase in Los Angeles. SWAT called in, 2 people rescued, 1 person dead. We have the latest on the LAPD's investigation.
Sean Diddy Combs' children break their silence, what they're saying about their parents, as an 11th accuser goes public with allegations against Combs.
Stop Campus Hazing Act. The House passing a possible game-changing bill. This morning, exclusive reaction from some families that have been victims of hazing incidents.
Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre revealing he has Parkinson's disease as he testifies on his alleged role in Mississippi's misuse of welfare funds.
Bridgerton bust.
You look especially beautiful tonight.
Superfans paid over $100 per ticket on what was billed as a ball.
The CEO of the company that makes Ozempic and Wegovy grilled on Capitol Hill.
Stop ripping us off.
Why the popular medications cost more in the U.S.
Epic rematch set. Asia.
And Mecca had 13 points.
The point guard. And the Aces set to face Sabrina and the New York Liberty in the semis. Plus, the stars of 2 of the hottest shows are live in Times Square. Niecy Nash-Betts talks Grotesquerie, plus Dr. Odyssey's Joshua Jackson, as Lady Gaga takes us into the Louvre overnight. And put this in the Louvre, the new SeaWorld edition making waves.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. A lot going on here in Times Square on this busy Wednesday morning.
It sure is. We have 41 days until the final votes in this election. And today we're going to break down the dueling visions from Vice President Harris, former President Trump, on the economy.
But we begin with Tropical Storm Helene. The storm is expected to rapidly intensify over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening to become the strongest storm to make landfall in the U.S. in over a year. Thousands have been forced to evacuate as Florida's Gulf Coast braces for a direct hit and life-threatening storm surge. We'll go to Ginger in just a moment, but first, Victor Oquendo is in Panacea, Florida for us. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Michael. Here in Panacea, just south of Tallahassee, there is a mandatory evacuation order in place. The residents we've spoken with tell us they know exactly what a strong hurricane can do to their community. It was in 2018, they had 2 strong storms come through here, including Hurricane Michael, that ripped apart and washed away this pier that I'm standing on, had to be rebuilt. Same with every other pier and dock that you see behind me. So some people are heeding the warnings, getting out of town. Others want to get a better idea of the track before they make their decision. But the bottom line is the clock is ticking and Helene is on the move. She could bring up to 15 feet of storm surge. Resources are in place. The National Guard has been activated. There are search and rescue teams, high water rescue vehicles, nearly 20,000 linemen waiting to restore power once Helene passes. But for now, the advice from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, prepare as if it is going to be as strong as possible. Michael?
Thank you, Victor. And as you said, the clock is ticking, and Ginger is here with the track and timing of the storm. Good morning, Ginger.
I think that's good advice because we've seen storms, Idalia just last year, like very similar to this storm, so we know what they can do. 10 to 15 feet of surge is just the beginning of the problems, and it goes well beyond Florida. Right now, we've got that thing moving northwest toward Cancun, but it is going to cannon with the upper level low right toward that eastern panhandle and the Big Bend. Look at it, still a hurricane over Georgia by tomorrow morning. That means you're going to have power lines down and trees down all the way up into western South Carolina and North Carolina. But let's talk about the immediate. Tropical storm warnings for most of the state. Tampa Bay in a hurricane watch. Cedar Key, Crystal River, back to Apalachicola. You're in that hurricane warning. So here's the timing. Look at nearly 70-mile-per-hour gusts tomorrow night. Then the surge really starts for Tampa Bay, and it's going to be a big problem by Thursday night into Friday morning when that onshore flow comes. The eye wall, 11 p.m. Thursday, 127-mile-per-hour gust at Horseshoe Beach. This is one of the models. The surge, 10 to 15 feet right there down to Crystal River. Look at Tampa Bay, 4 to 8 feet. And I have to tell you, the most important part here is that it does not stop there. Asheville, North Carolina is going to get a ton of rain today from something else, and we could have landslides as far north as South Carolina and western North Carolina by Friday.
That is important to keep in mind. You're right about that, Ginger. Thank you. Now, the latest on the escalation in the Middle East as hundreds of thousands of people in Lebanon are fleeing for their lives as Israel warns of more strikes against Hezbollah. Secretary of State Blinken is live here in the studio with us and will join us in a moment. But first, our chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is on the scene in Beirut with the latest on the new attacks overnight. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. I think deeply worrying signs that this conflict risks spiraling out of control. The Iranian-backed militant group Hezbollah launching a surface-to-surface missile towards Tel Aviv this morning. According to Israel, this is the first time ever that they've done this.
This morning, Israel intercepting a deadly Hezbollah missile. The militants say it was trying to attack Mossad HQ after that deadly pager attack. But Israel says it was heading towards civilian areas of Tel Aviv. It's the first time they've ever attacked the city and is another major escalation. And overnight, a massive explosion in Jia, south of Beirut. CCTV footage showing the strike as Israel warns more are being prepared. As the two warring sides ramp up their attacks, hundreds of thousands of families now internally displaced in just 3 days. We visited this school here in Beirut. It was to open for the new semester today. Instead, it's a shelter, offering beds and aid to the thousands fleeing the south. One family telling us they travelled for nearly 20 hours to get to safety. Two parents and their 5 children, their youngest, baby Mohammed, just 8 months old. And Afra tells us her priority over the last 24 hours was the safety of her kids. She describes her family's trek to safety as difficult and filled with destruction. The death toll across Lebanon rising to more than 550, with more than 1,800 injured. Not just fighters, but women and children too. Hezbollah firing back Tuesday, launching at least 13 attacks on Israel.
Well, a senior U.S. official telling us that Hezbollah is moving long-range missiles around now as Israel mobilizes for possible cross-border raids. I mean, the U.S. and others have been working overtime to try and de-escalate the situation. But right now, George, there's little sign that it's working.
Okay, and thanks very much. Let's take that question to Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Right now, he joins us live in the studio. Do you think this can be contained?
I do, and it needs to be contained. We're working to prevent escalation. We're working to make sure this doesn't get into a full-scale war. Look, Israel has a very legitimate problem it has to solve. Right after the horrific events of October 7th, Hezbollah in the north from Lebanon started lobbing rockets into Israel. The people who lived in northern Israel had to flee their homes. Homes were destroyed, villages were destroyed, about 70,000 Israelis. Israel started responding. You have Lebanese in southern Lebanon who've also had to flee their homes. We want to see people get back to their homes. The best way to do that is through a diplomatic agreement, pulls the forces back, creates space and security so that people can get back to their homes, kids can get back to school. That's what we're working on.
Do you have any objections to the way Israel is prosecuting the war right now?
Look, you've got a group in Hezbollah that's a designated terrorist organization. Back in 2000, Israel got out of southern Lebanon, which it had been occupying. All of these groups, including Hezbollah, were supposed to put down their weapons. Hezbollah didn't do it. It attacked Israel repeatedly in the ensuing years. It created insecurity in northern Israel. And then since October 7th, it's really ramped that up. So this is an important problem to solve, get people back to their homes. But the best way to do it, George, is through diplomacy. If there were a full-scale war, and we've managed to avert one till now, we've had a number of times since October 7th where we seem to be on the verge of it. Deterrence, diplomacy by the United States prevented that from happening. But if there were to be a full-scale war, that wouldn't solve the problem. It wouldn't get people back to their homes.
Let's talk about Ukraine and Russia right now. President Zelensky is going to be visiting the White House tomorrow, visiting President Biden tomorrow. He has what he's calling a victory plan. He's going to unfold that tomorrow. Wants permission to strike deeper inside Russia. Will he get it? So
I was in Kyiv a couple of weeks ago with President Zelensky. I heard parts of this plan, but he's going to present the entire plan to President Biden when he sees him this week, and we're awaiting that. Look, every step along the way, since before the Russian invasion, we've tried to make sure that Ukraine had what it needed, when it needed it to defend against Russian aggression. We got them Stingers, Javelins before the Russian aggression because we saw it coming. That prevented the takeover of the country, the erasing of Ukraine from the map. The Ukrainians were able to repel the Russians, push them back. Every day since, we've been working to adapt and adjust depending on the battlefield needs. What does Ukraine need in any given moment? We'll continue to do that.
What about striking inside Russia?
Look, we're looking at how we can make sure that Ukraine is most effective in deterring and dealing with this Russian aggression. And they have extraordinary means at their disposal, starting with their own resilience. We're going to make sure that they have what they need to succeed.
Yesterday, former President Trump expressed serious doubts about Ukraine's ability to win this war. He also praised Russia's military, saying they beat Hitler, they beat Napoleon. Do you have doubts about Ukraine's ability to win this war?
No, I don't, George. And in fact, to the contrary, remember what Putin tried to do. He tried to come in and erase Ukraine from the map. He's failed in that. That is not going to succeed. The challenge now is to make sure that Ukraine can be a strong, independent country that stands up militarily, economically, democratically. We're working to ensure that, and not just us, more than 50 countries. Look, and this matters. It matters to the United States. It's not just about Ukraine. We're here in New York for this UN General Assembly. The UN was created after 2 world wars to make sure there wouldn't be another. And one of the things that it did was it got countries together and say their basic rules of the road. One country can't simply attack another, redraw its borders by force, dictate to another country its future, its decisions. That's what's going on in Ukraine. And if we allow that to happen with impunity, if we allow those basic principles, those basic rules to be violated, then it's open season. Would-be aggressors everywhere will say, hey, we can get away with it too. That's a world full of conflict, not a good world for the United States. That's why, with so many other countries, we've been working to help Ukraine not only defend itself, but defend these principles that are at the heart of the international system.
Secretary Blinken, thanks as always for your time.
Thanks, George.
President Biden sits down exclusively with the host of The View this morning. That's at 11 Eastern, right here on ABC. Michael?
We turn now to breaking news for our viewers in the West. An hour-long chase in Los Angeles after a bus hijacking. Matt Gutman has the latest on the LAPD's investigation. Good morning, Matt.
Michael, good morning. That terrifying standoff in the heart of downtown L.A. is now over. The LAPD saying one passenger was reportedly shot multiple times, died at an area hospital. The suspected hijacker has been arrested, and the driver and another passenger have been rescued. You can see them being pulled out of that bus here in the middle of the night. Now, police are still investigating why the suspect appears to have hijacked that Metro City bus and then started that slow speed chase through Los Angeles. The bus trailed by those LAPD cruisers. You can see lights and sirens. The driver of the bus at the wheel, easing the bus over city streets and over those spike strips that officers deployed to try to puncture the tires of the bus to try to slow it down. Now, you can see in this video, the marquee on the bus, instead of a bus route, says the emergency, call 911. Finally, the bus stopped. SWAT was called out, and eventually it seems to have raided the bus to free the passengers and the driver. Now, at this point, it's unclear how that passenger died of those gunshot wounds or who shot him. Authorities say they are still investigating the incident, but it's the latest in a string of security incidents aboard mass transit here in Los Angeles. Michael.
All right, thank you, Matt. Robin?
Now the race for the White House, 41 days to go. Let's go to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
Robin, good morning. Well, police in Arizona this morning are investigating bullet holes found in a Democratic Party campaign office for Kamala Harris in Tempe. Now, that same office was actually shot at last week. No one has been injured, though no arrests have been made, but it does come just days before Harris is set to visit the critical state. Today, though, she will be in must-win Pennsylvania, tackling the #1 issue for voters, the economy. In a speech that's being billed as a major address, she will flesh out her economic vision, describing her approach as pragmatic. She will outline new manufacturing proposals and argue that she is the working class candidate, leaning in to her own middle class roots. Harris, of course, is eager to draw a sharp contrast with Trump, as her campaign now sees an opening here to further erode Trump's lead on this key issue. For his part, Donald Trump is now promising to bring business back to the U.S. by slashing taxes and regulations and by imposing sweeping tariffs on foreign imports. But that's something that many economists, Harris and even Mitch McConnell, say could drive up prices for Americans. Now, as for the other top issue in this race, abortion, Harris now says she would support changing Senate procedure and lowering the vote threshold to pass legislation to protect abortion rights. George.
Hey, Bruce, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on safety concerns at Boeing. A new Senate report details the company's failings, and the head of the FAA will testify on Capitol Hill this morning. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is tracking this story.
This morning, Boeing in the hot seat. A Senate subcommittee investigating the company releasing a memo with what it calls a series of failures. It's all part of a probe following that Alaska Airlines door plug incident in January. The company facing issues with the 737 fleet, at least a dozen whistleblower accusations and sanctions from the NTSB. The subcommittee's memo, based on audits and reports from the FAA and Boeing, says, quote, personnel continue to feel pressure to prioritize speed of production over quality, and Boeing continues to struggle to ensure its employees are adequately trained. The memo also says Boeing continues to fail to ensure parts that don't meet the specifications or standards, quote, are appropriately documented, stored, and dispositioned so that they are not installed on aircraft. Boeing telling ABC News in part, we've taken important steps to foster a safety culture that empowers and encourages all employees to share their voice, but it will require continuous focus.
Congress must continue to hold Boeing accountable for the safety of its aircraft and continue to hold the FAA accountable.
The report comes as Congress hears testimony from FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker on Boeing's safety culture.
They have put together a safety training program to roll out. That's been put on hold as union negotiations continue. But I think it's going to take years of delivering that safety message and the employees actually seeing that safety is more important than production.
Meanwhile, we should tell you that the strike by 33,000 union workers at Boeing is very much still underway. The striking workers build its best-selling planes. Boeing said this week it made its best and final offer, but the union says it is not good enough, so that strike continues.
It continues. All right, Gio. Now the WNBA playoffs and the rematch a lot of basketball fans are hoping for this season. New York and Las Vegas set to face off again, this time in the semifinals. Diane Macedo is here. You got those highlights for us?
That's right. So you'll remember these teams faced off last year in the finals. Vegas came out on top. Now they will be vying for a spot in the finals. Overnight, the Las Vegas Aces swept the Seattle Storm out of the playoffs. Kelsey Plum led scoring with 29 points, with MVP A'ja Wilson putting up 24 points. Now remember, Vegas is trying to make it 3 titles in a row here, but they will have to get past New York first. Meanwhile, the New York Liberty ended the Atlanta Dream season last night with 36 points and 9 assists from Sabrina Ionescu. Whoopi Goldberg was in the crowd, and we might want to give an assist to Spike Lee. The acclaimed director high-fived Ionescu from his courtside seat. 6 seconds later, she hit a layup. Thank you, Spike. New York had the best record in the regular season, and they're hoping for their first WNBA title here. Now 2 more games are tipping off tonight. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever will look to rebound from their Game 1 loss to the Connecticut Sun. An average 1.84 million viewers tuned into her debut, the highest rate-off WNBA playoff game since the 2000 finals. And in the late game, the Minnesota Lynx are hoping to end the Phoenix Mercury season. You can see both of those games tonight on ESPN starting at 7:30 Eastern. And Robin, I know you hate this part, but it's best of 3.
I know.
This could be the end of the road for 2 of these teams, depending on how it
could be
ends.
the end of the road for Diana Taurasi. This could be her final game.
That's right.
Could be. All right. Thank you so much.
Be watching that for sure. And coming up, lawmakers grilled the maker of Ozempic and Wegovy about the high cost of the drugs.
Plus, reaction after the House took action to help stop hazing on college campuses.
And the latest on Sean Diddy Combs as his children speak out.
Yes, Michael, it's Wednesday.
I know. I didn't realize, everybody. It's hump day. And we'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey. Allow me to introduce Avery and Tristan.
You must be my brilliant nurses.
We are the ship's brilliant and capable nurses, yes.
Of course. I'm sorry.
Back here on GMA, Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson back on TV. This trailer for their new show, Dr. Odyssey, got a record number of views in 48 hours, and Joshua Jackson is here to tell us all about it. That's coming up in our next hour.
Yeah, that show has a lot of buzz. Following a lot of headlines right now. Tropical Storm Helene is expected to intensify over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening to become the strongest storm to make landfall in the U.S. in over a year. Thousands have been forced to evacuate as Florida's Gulf Coast braces for a direct hit and storm surge. Also right now, prosecutors have indicted Ryan Ruth on attempted assassination charges for plotting to kill Donald Trump. Prosecutors say Ruth was heavily armed when he was found waiting outside one of Trump's golf courses earlier this month. Ruth is now facing 5 federal charges. He's expected to be arraigned on Monday.
Plus, Visa is under fire. A major antitrust lawsuit from the federal government alleges Visa has an illegal monopoly on debit cards and blocks out its competitors. In a statement, Visa told ABC News Visa is just one of many competitors in a debit space that is growing, adding this lawsuit is meritless and we will defend ourselves vigorously. And Sam Bankman-Fried's ex-girlfriend, Caroline Ellison, was sentenced to 2 years in prison yesterday for her role in the $8 billion FTX scandal. Ellison was a key prosecution witness in the case against the convicted crypto fraudster. The judge said her cooperation with prosecutors was not a get-out-of-jail-free card and noted that Bankman-Fried is serving 25 years. And ABC News has learned Bankman-Fried is in the same housing unit as Sean Diddy Combs. Well, right now, we want to get to the latest on Combs, his children speaking out overnight, and another accuser has come forward. Aaron Grotesquerie has been tracking all this for us. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried are sharing a dormitory-style unit in protective custody in jail, strange bedfellows in jail. And now his children this morning are speaking out. This morning, the children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week. 4 of Combs' 7 children writing on Instagram, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories." The message coming as another accuser goes public with allegations against Combs. Talia Graves claims in a civil lawsuit Combs and his bodyguard drugged, bound, and raped her in 2001 and filmed it.
It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal.
The 54-year-old Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges he led a criminal conspiracy that abused women. And with Combs now in protective housing, his lawyer told the court this week he would abandon an attempt to move Combs to a different jail where, Robin, the conditions might be a little bit better for him.
All right there, Aaron. Our thanks to you. Now to the House of Representatives unanimously passing the Stop Campus Hazing Act last night, an attempt at preventing hazing on college campuses. Janae Norman spoke exclusively to some families victimized by hazing, and she's there on Capitol Hill for us with more. Good morning, Janae.
Hey, Robin, good morning to you. This was a first step towards the first ever federal anti-hazing law. Emotional, but one celebrated by those families. Still, this morning is a gut punch for one we spoke with. Timothy Piazza's parents, they got teary-eyed telling me that today would have been his 27th birthday, but he died in 2017, what they call an unnatural and unnecessary death. We first spoke to the Piazza and Groover families in 2018, a year after both of their sons died following separate college hazing incidents. Different states, different schools, same outcome.
We feel the pain anytime another parent feels what we felt. And I know when we read the story about Max, we felt an immediate connection with the family and wanted to meet them.
How does this friendship help you all kind of cope with the loss that you all share?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it really helped us through a lot of the pain.
This morning, the Piazzas and the Groovers have channeled their pain into action, helping the House of Representatives to pass the Stop Campus Hazing Act aimed at protecting students across the country.
The transparency that comes with this law will be specific about the organizations that violated and what they did.
No one else can feel the way that we feel for the loss of our children. It's a club we don't want to belong to.
Timothy Piazza was rushing a fraternity at Penn State when he was found unconscious after apparently falling headfirst down a flight of stairs. Nobody called for help for 12 hours.
We raced home and raced to that hospital, and they said it was too late, that he was brain dead.
That unthinkable loss is something Steve Groover knows firsthand. Just weeks into his son Maxwell's freshman year, the 18-year-old also died in 2017. Do you remember where you were, what you were doing when you got the call?
Of course. Yeah, it's a time I'll never forget. It's the worst day of my life. I don't want to have another one like that, ever.
Some people may think that they have an idea of what hazing is, but it's not just one size fits all, right?
It comes in very, very different forms.
It could be, oh, you can't leave until you finish this handle of alcohol, or wall sits or planks on broken glass. It is not swallowing goldfish and streaking across campus. It's not like the movies.
In the 7 years since the deaths of their sons, these families becoming anti-hazing advocates.
We do this in honor of our sons. We know that they would have expected us to follow this path. And we know that we're saving lives by getting this message out.
And if we don't do it, who's going to do it, right?
And it's the transparency of this law that they say is so key. The law would require colleges and universities that receive federal student aid to report hazing incidents and to publish online the names of organizations that have violated policy and create and provide anti-hazing programs to all students. Mr. Groover, the only reason Mrs. Groover wasn't there last night is because she was at another anti-hazing speaking event. But these families and the Piazzas, they were unequivocal in their belief that a law like this would have saved their sons' lives, guys.
Bless those families, Janae, for their tireless efforts in making a real change. Thank you so much for bringing that to us. Safe journey back home.
Now with Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre announcing that he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Trevor Ault here with the story. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So Brett Favre has become quite a controversial figure. He was testifying about his alleged role in potential misuse of Mississippi welfare funds when he revealed this diagnosis. And it has put a spotlight on Parkinson's and the impact of head injuries in football players.
Touchdown! He got around the end! This morning, a stunning health revelation from NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre.
I've recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Favre's 20-year career possibly made him more susceptible to the neurodegenerative disease, which affects movement and cognition. He sustained what he called hundreds, probably thousands of concussions, including this career-ending one in 2010.
It's one of the few times I kind of went blank there for a while in my career.
In general, repeated hits to the head are linked to neurodegenerative diseases.
The 55-year-old former quarterback shared that diagnosis as part of his Capitol Hill testimony on Mississippi's misuse of welfare funds, a scandal that has embroiled Favre and tainted his reputation.
The fact that I was branded as a person who stole welfare money, that's the lowest of low. And it couldn't be further from the truth.
Investigators allege at least $77 million, which should have gone to needy families, was instead given to the rich and powerful, including Favre and projects he favored, like the construction of this arena at the university where Favre's daughter played volleyball, and investing in a pharmaceutical company claiming to develop a concussion treatment drug.
Do you think it's acceptable to divert TANF funds away from women who need it the most? Thank you.
Favre says he was misled by officials and didn't know he was receiving welfare money, and he has not been charged.
And this is causing some people to look closely at the impact of head injuries on NFL players. Favre said he had hundreds, probably thousands of concussions. Most people, the onset of Parkinson's is in their early to mid-60s. Brett Favre's just 54, though there are some instances people get it.
Thousands of concussions?
That's what he says. Hundreds to thousands. Low level, but still doctors say it can cause an impact of leading you more susceptible to neurodegenerative disorders.
Thank you, Trevor.
Now with the Bridgerton superfans who got all dressed up with no ball to go to. And Lara's here with this disturbing story.
Oh boy, this really is.
Yeah.
Good morning to you. It was Bridgerton or bust for superfans of the Netflix hit show in Detroit who shelled out hundreds of dollars for a costume-themed event filled with Regency-era charm, recreated from scenes in the series. But let's just say this was not a Shonda Rhimes production. In fact, people who went said it was a royal hot mess.
This morning, it was supposed to be the talk of the town.
At last, London's fashionable set has made its return.
They arrived in ball gowns and horse-drawn carriages, just like the characters in their favorite show, Bridgerton.
You look especially beautiful tonight, Miss Featherington.
But instead, superfans in Detroit are blowing the whistle down on this ball-turned-bust.
It was supposed to be a completely immersive experience, and
make it like we were stepping into the world of Bridgerton. And when we got there, we were completely devastated because it was anything but.
The event billed as a Bridgerton ball with dinner, dancing, games, and a costume contest, the winner taking home $2,000. Amanda Sue Mathis and her mom, Cindy, shelling out over $100 per ticket. But instead of finding charm, they found chaos.
I noticed in the middle of the dance floor, there was a pole meant for an exotic dancer.
The circus performer hired for the event says she was contacted by organizer Uncle and Me LLC just 3 hours before the event. She says she offered them a variety of performance options and they chose pole dancing.
I just feel very bad for all the patrons who showed up to the event just because my goal as a performer is, to bring happiness.
Uncle and Me saying in a statement to our affiliate WXYZ, we understand that not everyone had the experience they hoped for, and for that, we sincerely apologize, adding that they are, quote, working diligently to address all concerns and reviewing compensation options to make things right. This latest event disaster being compared to the doomed Fire Festival and that disastrous Willy Wonka experience earlier this year. The disappointed ball patrons, forced to share water and listen to a lone violinist, feel duped and just want their money back.
We were very upset. A lot of money was spent putting these outfits together. We got nothing.
Yeah, let's just say not exactly period appropriate. Lady Whistledown would have a field day with this one. People ranting online that were there about the food, running out of it, and what was served was completely undercooked. One person said they have seen high school dances with better decor. No word yet on whether any compensation will be distributed to disgruntled attendants or attendees, I should say, or when or what. A lot of questions to be answered about this. Lady Whistledown on the case.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yes, I'm here to reveal I am Lady Whistledown.
But you are you're going to reveal some deals and steals for us.
I am. Today's it's all sort of curated by Tori and my favorite finds over the years. You know we love our deals and steals.
Oh my, bargains on items.
Lara's fabulous finds coming up.
Good morning, American State AM. Hurricane warning. Helene on the move and gaining strength. Mandatory evacuation orders in place in Florida. Bracing for what could become a major Category 3 storm. Ginger tracking it all. The CEO of the company that makes Ozempic and Wegovy grilled on Capitol Hill.
Stop ripping us off.
Why the popular medications cost more in the U.S.
New this morning, Elvis's granddaughter, Riley, speaks out about her mother's final wish, how she's finishing what Lisa Marie started.
Heartfelt update from the lead singer of Heart, Ann Wilson. How she's doing in her fight against cancer, her advice to fans, and when we will see her back on tour.
And we couldn't be luckier. Niecy Nash-Betts and Joshua Jackson live in Times Square, talking about two of the biggest shows of the fall. So you know it's going to be a wonderful Wednesday. And they're saying, Good morning, America.
Damn, I should have.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Oh, good morning, America. They're having fun up there together. We love that. Niecy Nash-Betts and Joshua Jackson are starring in two of the most talked about and eagerly anticipated shows of the new TV season. Cannot wait to talk to them.
A lot of buzz about both of those shows, and Niecy's Grotesquerie and Joshua's Dr. Odyssey, both created by Emmy winner Ryan Murphy, and they're going to both here to tell us about that.
We're going to start with the news, including the Tropical Storm Helene. Thousands have been forced to evacuate as Florida's Gulf Coast braces for direct hit and storm surge. Ginger, of course, is tracking it. Good morning, Ginger.
Tropical Storm Helene, George, is almost a hurricane. We just got the updates, moving northwest at 9 miles per hour, but it's basically just offshore of Cancun. And we've got the image there. You can see it looks a very high-end tropical storm, low end of a hurricane. Either way, it's going to pass there pretty quickly. It's going to get into the Gulf, and that's where it'll have plenty of warm water, and it'll actually get kind of picked up by this upper-level low that's going to be playing a big role the next couple of days and cannoned right into the eastern panhandle or the Big Bend of Florida. And that's why we see those warnings that actually go up to Tifton, Georgia for hurricane warning, down to Crystal River, Tampa Bay, stays in a hurricane watch, but you see tropical storm warnings and watches all the way up to Charleston from Miami. So this is major impacts well beyond the center. The center, though, we know that's where the biggest loss of life and property often happens. Look at Tampa, nearly 70 miles per hour. That's Thursday night, right before landfall, late night Thursday into the Big Bend. You have 127 mile per hour gusts showing up on this model for Horseshoe Beach. No matter where that goes, that's going to push a lot of water, and that's why we're talking storm surge 10 to 15 feet at the peak. But even Tampa Bay could see 4 to 8 feet of surge. And more importantly, the next 2 days are critical for southern Appalachia because it's still going to be a hurricane moving south of Atlanta Friday morning. You'll be knocking down trees, taking out power lines all the way through Georgia, and then you're looking for 12 to even 15 inches of rain in some of the highest elevations there in southern Appalachia, so western North Carolina like Asheville. Extreme flash flood risk coming in at you for Friday. Michael.
All right, thank you again for that, Ginger. Now to the CEO of the company that makes Ozempic and Wegovy, grilled by lawmakers over the price of the diabetes and weight loss drugs, demanding to know why Americans pay more than people in other countries. Elizabeth Schulze is on Capitol Hill with more. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Michael. Ozempic and Wegovy have revolutionized the fight against diabetes and obesity, but these drugs aren't easily accessible to many Americans, in part because of their high costs. This Senate hearing made clear there is now a bipartisan push to try to fix that.
This morning, popular weight loss and obesity drugs are facing new scrutiny over their high price tags after the CEO of the Danish drug maker behind Wegovy and Ozempic was grilled on Capitol Hill.
Stop ripping us off.
At $1,349 a month, Wegovy is listed 5 times more expensive here than in Canada, 14 times more than in the UK.
Why are we so out of line with the rest of the world?
Novo Nordisk CEO pointed to a unique and complex U.S. healthcare system and blamed insurance middlemen who negotiate high costs.
Anything that can help patients get access, I'm supportive of.
He didn't commit to lowering prices.
Do you have any plans to lower the price of these drugs in the United States?
But he said 80% of Americans with insurance pay $25 per month or less for the drugs. Kim and John Carlos lost 170 pounds combined with the help from these medications. They say they have to pay up for insurance to cover the costs.
Every company deserves to make money. But at some point in time, you have to stop and you have to think what is reasonable and what makes sense.
Senator Bernie Sanders told us lawmakers are also targeting those pharmaceutical middlemen. But he said the reality is that in other countries, governments negotiate drug prices, not healthcare companies, and Congress would need to change U.S. laws in order to do that. Robin.
We'll see what happens there. Okay. Elizabeth, thank you. Now to U.S. gymnast Jordan Chiles fighting to get back the bronze medal stripped from her at the Paris Games. In a new filing, her legal team says they have new evidence to support her case. Rhiannon Alley is here with that story for us. Good to see you, Rhiannon. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Robin. Yeah, Jordan Chiles may be one step closer to reclaiming her bronze medal. The Olympic gymnast filed a second appeal to overturn the decision to strip her of the medal. This one is urging Switzerland's Supreme Court to require the Court of Arbitration for Sport to reopen the case, citing new evidence. And that evidence is footage that was filmed by a documentary crew that was following her teammate Simone Biles at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Here, Chiles' coach can be heard asking for an inquiry into Chiles' floor routine twice within what appears to be the 1-minute deadline. The inquiry initially successful, moving Chiles from 5th place to 3rd. But days later, the Court of Arbitration voided it, saying the coach's appeal was filed 4 seconds too late, giving the bronze medal to Romania. Now, this new appeal was filed in conjunction with a similar application from USA Gymnastics. Her legal team has called this crucial, guys, but we just don't know yet if this is enough to get her that bronze medal back.
But apparently she has not given up. Rhiannon, thank you. Coming up in our GMA morning menu, Dame Jacinda Ardern. The former Prime Minister of New Zealand is here for Climate Week, celebrating global innovators with the Earthshot Prize.
Also ahead, Ann Wilson of the rock band Heart sharing where she is in her cancer fight right now. We'll hear it first on GMA.
Plus, deals and steals. Tori Johnson has gathered Lara's Fab Five at prices you'll love. And Lara's with 2 special guests. Hey, Lara.
Yeah, I kind of never want to leave. You guys are in for such a great time. Great company here. Niecy Nash-Betts, Joshua Jackson, and they are both ready to spill on their hot new shows. We are so excited to have them. You will be too, right here on GMA.
Welcome back to GMA. Oscar winner Javier Bardem will be here tomorrow. We are looking forward to that, Robin.
But we're looking forward to this right now, our GMA cover story, the Dame, Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. She is now a trustee for Prince William's Global Environmental Earthshot Prize and a Conservation International Distinguished Fellow. It is so good to have you back here on GMA. You're still in the Boston area.
I am still.
You said it was only going to be a few months, and
so
here
it's
you
just
are.
a quick commute to be here. It's wonderful to see you.
You delivered a wonderful keynote address at the opening ceremony of the Climate Week, and you said it was a rallying cry. That was the title of your speech. So what is your rallying cry?
You know, in part, my rallying cry is to decision makers as well. I think for a long time we've assumed that climate change policy is somehow polarizing, but a UNDP survey just this year actually found that in the United States, 66% of people wanted to see more progress, and globally, 86% of people wanted to see countries working together on solutions. And so I think, you know, we see that when it comes to climate change, it really feels like the world is a dumpster fire, but actually the people of the world are pointing to it and saying, put it out quickly. We want to see that action. And there's some real opportunities.
Yeah, and the numbers, because the numbers that you're showing about the percentage of people, it really is encouraging. You also were at the Earthshot Prize Innovation Summit. The finalists were named. So talk about the work that the prize is really focused on.
It is both a prize, but it is also a platform and a movement. What Prince William wanted to create were solutions that we could scale up quickly to restore our planet, to clean our air, to clean our oceans, to act on climate change and also waste. So 2,500 nominees from over 70 countries, narrowed down to 15. And these are solutions that if we had the investment coming into them, and that's really what the platform does for these finalists, we could scale those solutions up quickly and make a real difference. It's a way of sharing the optimism, but also the urgency we need on climate.
And so the finalists, they're going to be revealed. They have been revealed, but then it's going to be announced, the winners in Cape Town.
That's correct.
And £1 million.
Yeah, £1 million per prize, but at the same time, those finalists then move into a fellowship program where they're supported to scale up their solutions. And you know, those solutions can be diverse. One of the finalists is the High Ambition Coalition for 30 by 30. So ideas like, for instance, protecting our Southern Ocean. At the moment, there's a group of countries out there who are saying, look, an area in Antarctica where we know that global warming is twice the rate of the rest of the world, an area the size of the EU we're seeking marine protections for. If we could just bring countries who have a say in Antarctica around the table, as we've done before on behalf of this part of the world, and protect that area, we would send a message to the rest of the world that countries can unite at a time when we need them to.
I know. I can. Your passion is evident. But as former Prime Minister, of course, I have to talk a little politics with you because you were at the Democratic National Convention in August, and you said this could be. It feels like an historic moment.
It does.
So with the U.S. elections coming up, how does that reflect on global politics right now?
Do you know, I hear a lot of discussion here in the US, and I feel very privileged to be an observer of this time in history around, you know, polarization in the world of politics. And actually, this is an observation I see globally. It's one of the reasons, and I didn't expect to do this after I left office, I've started a fellowship on empathetic leadership, because I do think that the public are seeking a more human-centric approach to policies and decision-making. And so now I'm working with leaders who are still in politics to support them to bring kindness back into the way we do politics, because I do think people are seeking that.
It's kind of like what we're talking about with climate change and that global and just really being unified, all of us, whether it's politics, whether it's talking about climate change or anything like that.
I think something about our system at the moment rewards a combative approach, but I don't think that's what the public and voters want.
Yeah, okay. since last time you were here, you're a married woman now. You married your longtime partner in January.
Yes.
So how's married life?
Well, I mean, great. Maybe it's because we don't see each other so much. So here I am now, and I've been writing a book, which has taken me away from home a bit more than I would like, but we're great. And looking forward to getting that book off the table.
Because the last time you were here, you were talking about that book.
It's been going on a while, so it's released next year.
Can you give us a little insight of what you're writing about?
It's a story of what it feels like to be a leader. So it's pretty personal, but I felt like there was no other way to tell a story of leadership than to share how it feels.
I know, and people were just the grace in how you handled the situation in New Zealand and your decision that you made being here in the U.S. and the work that you're doing now to bring about change. Really appreciate it. So we'll have you back when you have the book.
I'd love to.
And you know how I feel about New Zealand.
Well, you know, the door's always open.
Okay. Just so we're not jumping off the building again. We're all set. Lara, time for pop news.
Hey, Robin, thank you so much. And we're going to begin with Lisa Marie Presley's memoir. Her daughter, Riley Keough, opening up to People magazine about her mom, saying that her mom had been working on that memoir and that a month before her sudden passing, she asked Riley to help her finish it. Riley says, quote, "What I hope I've done in finishing it for her is to go beneath the magazine headline idea of Lisa Marie and reveal the core of who she was. I want to give voice to my mother in a way that eluded her while she was alive." To do that, Riley tells the magazine that she listened to hundreds of tapes of her mom describing her life. Riley says her goal is for readers to see her mother clearly in this book, perhaps for the first time. From Here to the Great Unknown will be released October 8th, and the audiobook was recorded, guys, by Julia Roberts.
Wow.
That's going to sound great, and I bet it's a very fascinating read. I'm glad Riley did that for her mom and her legacy. Also in pop news this morning, yesterday we told you about Lady Gaga fans on high alert, and this morning we now can confirm pop news investigation complete. That after teasing fans with surprise billboards and song clips, Gaga officially announcing a new album. It's called Harlequin. Fans were also right about the release date. The music will drop this Friday. Never doubt those passionate fans of Gaga who guessed all of the information correctly ahead of the announcement. Harlequin, we hear, will be a companion album to Gaga's new movie, Joker Folie à Deux. And this morning, yes, Robin, she previewed a song from it, posting a video filmed at the Louvre. It's called There's Always a Joker. Here's a listen.
They don't care as long as there is a jester, just a fool, as foolish as he can be. There's always
This is great. Gaga says the album will celebrate a figure who thrives on danger and embraces the beautiful chaos of her own dreams. Harlequin can be pre-ordered now and will be available for streaming everywhere on Friday. You guys were right. Thank you for aiding in my investigation. I feel very, very relaxed.
You can stop clapping now.
Just, you put me to work, and I delivered. Hey, also happening this morning, a heartfelt update. The legendary band Heart announcing they are adding more shows to their North American tour. This great news comes just months after the band postponed the shows when lead singer Ann Wilson was diagnosed with cancer and had to take time to undergo treatment. Well, this morning, we have an update from the Queen herself, and telling us in an exclusive statement, I'm doing absolutely fine now, but it has been, to be put mildly, a lot. Chemo is no joke. I'm excited to share with you that I'm now finished with chemo. I'm officially ready for the tour in 2025. That is great news.
It's great news.
Wilson going on to say that her story has a happy ending due in great part, to early detection. Such wonderful news. We cannot wait to see Ann back on stage with that powerhouse voice. Pre-sale tickets for the newly announced dates are on sale now. Heart will kick off the tour February 28th in Las Vegas, everyone. I am happy
news. Happy news.
Absolutely. And then finally, I felt like we needed to see baby animals today. Did you guys?
Sure.
Were you thinking that this morning? Well, good. Everyone, please meet Orlando, SeaWorld, Orlando's newest resident. That's Uki. SeaWorld gave us this exclusive look, thanks SeaWorld, at this 220-pound baby girl. Look at her, 3 months old and so healthy, thanks to rescuers who Oh, darn it. Who found her abandoned on a beach in northern Alaska. You guys, she was nursed back to health by the Alaska Sea Life Center for 2 months. She was deemed not re-releasable back into the wild, but she is in great hands with the experts at SeaWorld, where they have a walrus herd and an older female, guys, who they think will take on Uki as her own. So another happy ending. I love this pop news.
Thank you, Lara.
We are not wasting a second of time because this is Deals and Steals, and it's a very special edition because I believe you're calling it Lara's Fabulous Finds. Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
You know I love everything you bring to us. These are some of our very favorites, starting with the one and only Laura Geller.
We love Laura Geller. We are wearing Laura Geller. You guys wear Laura Geller. I love, this is brand new from their new holiday collection right here. It's their Baked Tuscan Dreams palette.
These shadows are fabulous.
What's great about this is you get the shadows, the bronzer, you get to do sculpting, and just you get to be extra gorgeous with the palettes. But we've got all of the fan favorites today from Laura Geller, all slashed in half just for you, starting at $4.
That copper eyeliner is every day for me.
The eyeliner's a winner.
Paracone. It starts with skincare.
Another winner. Okay, so we've got brand new, high potency, face firming, radiant moisturizer.
Bring it on.
So with the one with the rose top, that's the rose. It got a little subtle rose scent, kind of an illumination lit from within. The one that we typically use is the same exact face firming, but this one has SPF, so important.
Yes.
We also have a brand new overnight retinol one, you guys. Everything slashed in half from Paracone, plus free shipping.
Get on it, everybody.
All right.
Strivectin.
All right, so we know, you know the neck tightening.
Yes, I do.
So
I need that.
Peptite for lifting and tightening in that neck area.
I'm not shaving.
You're not. That's how you get that gorgeous, perfect neck. And then we also have, this is their anti-wrinkle. This is their peptide plump. This fills in fine lines instantly. So for instant results, this is the one that you want to use. And what I love about this is people often call this Botox in a bottle because it's immediate for you. You see those instant results when you're just feeling like you need a little extra oomph. Everything slashed in half from Strivectin starts at $14
Free shipping. All right, so this is iconic,
London.
and I really mean it. It is iconic.
It's iconic. Okay, so we've got the illuminating drops.
Must-haves.
That's like a little bit on the cheek. You can mix it with your moisturizer.
I mix it with my moisturizer, and then I put it on my shoulders.
There you go. We also have, this is like, when you shake this up and you see their Prep and Glow spray, that's that little last minute. That's such a good one. And then this also Brooke uses on your cheeks because this is that gorgeous, it's like a little satin blur for your cheeks.
I think you have it on too,
It's
my
fabulous.
friend.
We got a little bit of this going on. And then we do love their Luster Lip Oil in all of the colors. This just adds a little pop of shine. Everything from iconic London slashed in half plus
free shipping.
You like that too.
All right.
Butter London.
There's a theme here. I like all your skincare and makeup.
You do. We're like girlies like that. Butter London, fabulous lip and nail products. I especially love the nail products because good for you ingredients, strengthening, nurturing your skin so you get that great shine but none of the damage.
And really good colors.
Really good colors, especially some of the new fall ones. Everything up to 79% savings starts at $4.50 from Butter London. And then we're ending with our feet with Petit Couture.
Now listen, everybody.
Yeah.
These are no joke. I know they look interesting, but they're fantastic. Bring these when you get your pedicure.
When you're pedicure or after a long day when your feet are tired and swollen.
Spread those toes, baby.
Spread those toes and you put this on and you walk around in delight. You've sent me text messages.
I've sent you pictures. You're welcome.
Yep, starting at $15.
And we have so much more. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the company.
We have round two.
Stick around. We've got more fabulous finds coming up. And Niecy Nash is here.
Hellish is here. This killer is someone who knows anatomy. The DNA, it was left there for us to find.
Ooh, part of the trailer for the thrilling new series, Grotesquerie.
Wow.
From Ryan Murphy, starring Emmy Award-winning actress Niecy Nash-Betts. Welcome back. Welcome back to GMA.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a lot of buzz around this, a lot of secrecy as well. So what can you tell us?
You know, I can tell you that this is a drama, it's a thriller, it's horror, it's quintessential Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah. with me.
And you said you read the script, your head popped off?
Yes, I said I absolutely have to do this. I've never played a character like this before. I've never been in horror before. So anything I've never done before excites me. And she's dealing with all of this while she's in the throes of alcoholism. I've never played an addict before. So I was like, sign me up and let's get to work.
Plus you're with Ryan, you know you're safe.
Oh yeah, of course. Best collaborator ever.
Yeah, and last time you collaborated, you won that Emmy.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, for Dahmer.
Well, a lot of secrecy, a lot of all these things, but one thing that isn't secret is this clip we're about to check out. Let's see.
Oh, let's see.
What we got? I'm gonna catch this killer. Maybe after that, I ain't gonna bust spurs. But in the meantime, if anything, the booze makes me sharper. Makes me, I see things clear. See, I don't drink to escape. I drink to envision it, to manifest the solution. In fact, guess what? It's almost like the less sober I am, the more clear I see.
I got a lot of friends like that.
Wow, that's good acting.
That is great acting. Hey, your spouse, Jessica, makes an appearance in the show.
Yes.
So
And in our
and
show.
it made an appearance Hey, Jessica, what was it like having her on set with you?
You know what? I love bringing your spouse to work day. I love it so much. We get to carpool together, have lunch together, hang out in the trailer together. Oh, this is morning TV. Sorry, y'all. But yes, we love it so much.
I love it too. I love you. And I want to hear a little bit about your connection with Travis Kelce on this.
Yes, you know, he came in as a newbie and I took him under my wing.
That's what he said. He said you were really like his mentor.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna, listen, fans of Travis are going to be pleasantly surprised. He's so charming in this. Yeah, you're gonna love him.
He's really a good guy.
He's a great guy.
And he can act. Like, he's a multi-talented guy.
Yes, the world better get ready.
That's so exciting. Good for him. Life after football.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he's got an Emmy coming to him. But how about, did he convince you, or did you need convincing, that you are now a Swiftie, full-fledged?
Listen, I first saw Taylor perform when she was about 12 years old. The guitar was bigger than she was. And I said, I became a fan that day. I said, this little girl gonna be something one day. And
you discovered her.
So I always knew that she was a bright light and very special. So yes.
And you know good music because of Jessica.
Of course
you know
I
good
do.
Music when you
She
hear
wrote
it.
an amazing song for me based on my Emmy speech. She wrote a song for me, and so did Meghan Trainor. So, you know, I'm in the music business now.
Tell us about your other Ryan Murphy project, All's Fair.
Oh, All's Fair. It's an all-female run law firm. Kim Kardashian, Sarah Paulson, Tiana Taylor, Naomi Watts, Glenn Close, and me.
Wow. What is it about Ryan? What is it about teaming up with him and working with him on so many different projects
You know
like
what?
this?
Ryan is a genius. He will forever have me at hello. I don't know how his mind works, but anytime he calls me, I just say yes.
And he challenges you, doesn't he? He pushes you. I mean,
does.
like, I've known you for a long time. I've seen you in some of my films as well. That piece of acting that you just did that we saw,
really good.
Where's that come from?
You know, I don't know. You know, I always believed I could do it, but I got stuck in that comedy lane for a long time. And now that I'm out, listen, people forgot I was funny. They don't even send me comedies anymore. I'm like, Ryan, can you write me a rom-com quick? You know, but I just love him. I trust him. And he finds parts of my gift that have been undiscovered. And so I'm grateful for that.
And you mentioned Sarah Paulson. She's here next week. What can we ask her?
Oh, ask her about the video that we keep sharing back and forth with each other. Let me tell you something. Sarah is so tiny but so greedy. And we found this video where this girl just keeps saying, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. And every time we want something to eat, we send the video to each other.
That's funny.
You know, we often ask, like, what should we ask the person coming? That's the best response that we've ever gotten to ask the person when they're coming. So thank you. You brought it again. We will ask her. We got to find that video, too.
Love you,
Niecy,
girl.
keep it going, keep being you, enjoying life, embracing life. Love following you on social. So positive what you and Jessica keep posting.
Thank you.
Blessing.
I love you.
FX is, oh my God. FX is Grotesquerie premieres tonight at 10 p.m.
Oh, I can't wait.
FX
Can't wait.
and streams next day on Hulu.
And the show has been buzzing because we grew up loving Joshua Jackson, whether it was playing hockey in Mighty Ducks or in high school on Dawson's Creek. Well, now he stars in a new medical drama, Dr. Odyssey. The trailer for this show, well, just broke a record. 78 million views in 48 hours. It is the most watched trailer for a new broadcast TV show ever. Congratulations to Joshua Jackson, who's here right now. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're hearing that. Was that a surprise to you? This trip is so popular before it even airs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a testament to Ryan, but I don't know how. I mean, 74 million people, whatever it ended up being, that's a lot.
That's
better
a lot.
open.
Yeah,
It's
going to open. It's going to do well. It's going to do great. You're going to do great. You play a doctor on a cruise ship.
Yes, sir.
So when you do a role like this, does it let you know everything that could go wrong on a cruise ship?
What it lets me know more is that Ryan Murphy must have the craziest dreams. Because the things that we get up to on this boat will turn your hair gray.
I'm curious. Now you got everybody even more curious about that. And we're going to take a look at a clip. And in the scene, a guy in striped shorts. He challenges you
What kind of shorts?
To striped shorts.
Striped
When I read the note earlier, I thought it said stripper shorts, but okay, that's why he's laughing. But a guy in striped shorts challenges you to a dance-off.
Sean Teo, yeah.
Yeah, let's check out, see how you did. I tell you what, Lara's over there going, yeah. She made one little recreation of that move. Where'd you get the fancy footwork? Looked like you won that round to me.
I mean, look, I think that is a testament to good editing. They did everything they could. And I'd just like to apologize to Philippa Sue and her toes, because that was a tough day on her feet. I'm just saying.
And you have some great guest stars on the show. Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Guest star. What was it like working with her?
Well, I'm Canadian, so that's like working with an actual royal person. More than meeting the Queen, meeting Shania Twain is a big deal. So that was awesome. And again, it's part of the fun of our show, right? We have this crazy, over-the-top medical drama. We're on the ship, but every week we get a new set of guest stars because every week is a new cruise. So we have just this cavalcade of people coming through. And Shania got the assignment, everybody gets the assignment. Like, we're trying to have fun making it, so it feels like fun when you watch it.
Well, we know it's going to be fun when we watch it. 78 million people watch that trailer. They know that's going to happen. And let's talk about this viral Emmy moment that happened. What was going through your mind when they played the Dawson Creek theme song?
You know, so that's it. That's exactly what was going through my mind. So we're standing in the wings there, right? And it's just like, it's that moment, it's the gut check moment. You're like, oh, wow, I'm a little nervous, right? Like, I'm about to stand out. They put Meryl Streep front and center, which they should not do. That's a terrible thing. You walk out, the first thing you see is Meryl Streep. You're like, oh, please, God, don't fall down these stairs. And I was saying to Matt, literally before it comes on, I'm like, yo, what are we going to do as we walk out here? Like, two stiffs, just like walk out all serious. And then the song came on, and that was it. That's what you saw.
It's time to smile and just enjoy the moment.
Exactly.
Well, we're so happy you're here. I mean,
Thanks,
and I said a lot of buzz around the studio knowing you're going to be here, and I really meant that. And a lot of people tried to kick me off of this assignment of speaking to you. And we're excited about Dr. Odyssey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Always great to have you.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Odyssey premieres tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central, right here on ABC. Check out Joshua Jackson, everybody. Now let's go to you, Ginger.
Well, then I call next time. All right, we'll do that. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and check in on the big news about the upcoming Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Yes, you're hearing it first on GMA. Dr. Dre, Demi Lovato, Dua Lipa, Jelly Roll, and Keith Urban will be presenting or performing on that special night. Also, there will be a star-studded tribute to the late Jimmy Buffett, with James Taylor, Mac McAnally, Kenny Chesney, and so many more taking the stage. You can stream the ceremony live on Saturday, October 19th on Disney+. It should be a really good show.
It is Hispanic and Latin American Heritage Month, and we're looking at how to improve disparities in healthcare in Latino communities. Dr. Edith Bracho-Sanchez, pediatrician at New York Presbyterian Hospital, Columbia University, joins us now. Welcome back. Explain what's going on here.
So much is going on, George. These disparities are affecting so many in the Latino community. To give you a sense of what we're talking about, Latino adults in this country continue to have higher rates of obesity, hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney disease. When we look at women, we're talking about higher rates of cervical cancer, lower rates of breast cancer screening, meaning that if and when we are diagnosed, it happens to be later in the stage of the disease. When we look at kids, we're talking about kids that are diagnosed with developmental delays, not always getting the care that they need, and all the things that are happening in adults are also happening in kids now. And we didn't get here overnight, George. This has been going on for decades. We know that Latinos have lower rates of health insurance, which makes it harder to access care. We also know that there aren't enough people who look like me, so there are language and cultural barriers to accessing medical care in this country. We work in occupations that are more dangerous. We also have higher rates of food and housing insecurity, and we are the targets of mis and disinformation, George. A lot going on.
So a lot of reasons there. Andrea from Connecticut has a question. Let's take a look.
I have an Asian parent at home who does not speak English. Oftentimes when she goes to the doctor, things get lost in translation. What do you suggest I do to ensure she gets the quality of care that she deserves?
Andrea, your parent is entitled to a translator. All of us are. And the next best thing, if there isn't a translator available, is FaceTime a relative or have someone join, come with you to the appointment so that you are crystal clear on your medical care. It is so important.
It's important that we all learn to advocate for our health.
There's so many things we can do, George, to be good advocates for our own health. The first thing is find a doctor that communicates well, that is listening. If that's not happening, find somebody else. Ask questions. You should be crystal clear when you leave the office on your treatment plan. If they're not answering your questions, put your finger right on it. Say, you didn't answer my question. You also should be tapping into community resources and find sources of verified information. George, I've come to terms with people going to social media for their medical information. Find good people. I'm on there, Dr. Edith. On Instagram. I mean, I'm posting in both English and Spanish. There's so many of us that are really doing good work to meet people where they are. That's social media these days, so be it. Find us, we're there.
Thank you for coming in. Up next, Lara and Tori are back with fabulous finds.
More deals and steals with the one and only Tori Johnson, bringing my fab finds, starting with a human dog bed.
I mean, this combines like your two favorite things,
yes,
right?
Yes,
Your
comfort, dogs,
your fluffy friends, and you.
And
this could be your heaven,
for all of us,
right?
Yes.
This is literally it for you and all of your animals to get right in there. It's the Fluffle. It was featured on Shark Tank. Human dog bed. It's got this 360 bolster, and it's really truly orthotic memory foam, so it feels really good.
I can't get out of it very eloquently, so I'm not going to get in it again, but it is so great, you guys.
And it folds in half with straps, so you can cart it where you need it to go, and it's 50% off today.
I love that.
Really
Thank you for bringing that.
Yes,
I told you about
it.
that months ago, and you delivered. And now, hopefully, you will enjoy. Love this candy. It's a great gift. It's also really yummy.
So these bowls were a little bit more full until
no, they were more full
because everyone's been picking and eating. We've got all of the most amazing licorice, red, black, and then all the sours. I think that's a blueberry raspberry twist that you're eating. We've got watermelon, strawberry, green apple sour. I mean, if you like candy or you like gifting candy, it comes in these fabulous tubes that are a pound each. So there's 2, 4, 6 pack sizes. They're delicious and they're 50% off today. Grab them.
I love
All right.
this next.
Yes. Sweater Hound. So you guys have seen the blankets from Sweater Hound. You upload your photo, their artists hand draw it, then send it back to you for your approval, and then they make the most beautiful sweaters for kids and adults. Look at Reva.
And this is Betty.
We've got all of the babies here, all of the GMA babies.
Oh my God.
We've got George's. This is amazing. We've got the most gorgeous. I mean, when you're wearing your dog, you're so happy. Niecy, before she left, she's texting me photos of her dog because she wants in on this too. It's the most incredible gift for you or the people in your life. You look gorgeous. Look at that. You want to do a little strutting, a little modeling? Everything from Sweater Hound today, 50% off. This is the gift.
Thank you
This
so
is the
much.
gift.
And the blankets are really cozy,
They're
everybody.
so soft. The knit on these is fabulous.
Yeah, it's no itchy.
Okay, Homework by Harry Slatkin, king of all fragrances. For 32 years, he started Nest. This is his. We've got their unbelievable Halloween collection, which is fabulous.
It smells like pumpkin.
The smells are incredible. Sal's favorite, he asked me to give a shout out, is Wicked Cherry. Leslie likes this one right here. It's a vanilla. Smell that one. It smells so good. The fragrances are divine. You will not find
so
better
pretty.
fragrances. The vessels are gorgeous. Everything from Homework's Slash and Half starts at $12.
All right, now we get into the athletics of it all.
We do. So, Tommy Copper, because sometimes you got a little pain, and Tommy Copper's here to help. We've got their innovative, these have compression and back support built right into the top.
I can confirm.
Yes, we also have their supportive bra, which is great for also posture.
Yes.
We've got their gloves as well, all options for men and women. So if you live with any kind of pain or recovery is important to you, they've got a product for you from Tommy Copper. All Slash and Half starts at $12.
Love it. And then last but not least, in the world of athletics or just feeling better, muscle aches, this is the product.
KT tape, kinesiology tape.
Yeah,
Did
you
I
got
say
it.
right?
You got
Okay. So we've got a variety of options for them. Trusted for pain relief. They were just part of the athletes in Team USA at the Olympics. Trainers, physical therapists, all swear by their tape. We also have from them a couple of other products. Their anti-chafing wipes, their blister prevention tape. So they've kind of got it all.
It's great to just have in your tennis bag or whatever your sport is. Have it handy.
Especially at these prices,
helps. Yeah.
$5 to $12.50 with our deal. But can we hear it again for the?
This is like just thank you
The
so
queen.
much.
The two queens. The two queens.
It just makes me feel happy. Hopefully it'll make you feel happy. And Tori, I know you. Thank you to the companies. Thank you to Tori for the great deals. You can get them on our website, goodmorningamerica.com, or that little QR code. All right. So Tori is also bringing us bonus deals online. I can't believe you're doing that.
And more tomorrow with you.
And more. The cutest. Who's the cutest?
Have a doggone good day, everybody. That's right.
Vote for Betty. Vote for Betty.